Wherever magic seemed to glitter, a miracle bridge appeared. Magic and Miracles, Episode 7. The Battle Beneath the Bridge. In Mexico, where bright houses climbed the hills and bougainvillea spilled over sun-warmed walls, a painted bridge stretched across a deep canyon. Red, turquoise, yellow, and blue patterns covered its railings, while far below, a narrow river flashed like silver beneath the afternoon sun. Finian, the leprechaun, stood in the middle of the bridge wearing a tin helmet, carrying a wooden shield and dragging a sack marked Emergency Defenses. Brogan, the troll, approached with a basket of warm tortillas. "Ah, now," Finian whispered, "keep your voice down. Darkness has been sighted beneath the bridge." Brogan looked over the railing. The canyon was filled with long shadows cast by the rocks. "I see shade," he said. "Exactly. It begins as shade. Then it becomes gloom. After that, who knows?" Finian opened the sack. Inside were lanterns, mirrors, ropes, whistles, a small drum, 3 feather dusters, and a golden sword that bent when he lifted it. "What are those for?" Brogan asked. "Defense. Against shadows? Against everything shadows may be planning." Finian placed lanterns along the bridge and aimed mirrors toward the canyon. "First, we surround the darkness. Then we confuse it. Then we frighten it into surrender." He struck the drum. Boom. The sound echoed through the canyon. Boom, boom, boom. Finian froze. "It has drums too." "That is your echo," said Brogan. Finian blew a whistle. The canyon answered with another whistle. "It is mocking me." Brogan set down the basket. "Perhaps the canyon is returning what you send into it." Finian raised the golden sword. "I will not be intimidated by geography." He leaned over the railing and shouted, "Come out and face me!" A flock of birds burst from the rocks. Finian dropped the sword and hid behind Brogan. "There, flying agents of darkness. They are swallows, highly organized swallows." Brogan sat on the bridge. "What do you believe the darkness can do?" Finian peeked around him. "Hide danger. And if danger is hidden, I must stay alert. And if you stay alert long enough, I may prevent disaster. And if no disaster comes, that proves the defenses worked." Brogan smiled. Finian frowned. "Why are you smiling?" "Because your battle cannot end. If something happens, you say the darkness caused it. If nothing happens, you say your magic stopped it." Finian slowly removed the helmet. "That is a very efficient system for preserving fear." A cloud passed over the sun. The canyon darkened. Finian grabbed the lanterns. Quickly, Brogan lit one. A small circle of warm light appeared on the bridge. The shadows nearby vanished without argument. Finian stared at the empty space. "You did not attack them." "No." "You did not demand a confession." "No. You simply brought light." Brogan handed him the lantern. Finian carried it toward the railing. Wherever the light reached, the darkness disappeared. It did not retreat angrily or defend itself. It had no substance with which to fight. "What if the shadow is enormous?" Finian asked. "Light does not measure it." "What if it has been there for years?" "Light does not study its age." "What if I am furious that it frightened me?" "Then the anger may be another shadow to bring into light." Finian looked down into the canyon. He had spent the afternoon strengthening the very thing he wanted to escape. Every defense had announced that the darkness possessed real power. "I thought fighting fear made me brave," he said. "Sometimes fighting fear makes fear the center of your world." Finian opened the sack again. He removed the mirrors, whistles, ropes, drum, and feather dusters. "What were these for?" "I became uncertain halfway through packing." He held up the bent sword. "And this? Discount armor shop." Brogan laughed. Finian sat beside him. "If I do not fight a fearful thought, do I simply believe it?" "No. You look at it without worshipping or attacking it. Then you allow another interpretation." Finian closed his eyes. "I believe I am surrounded by danger." He waited. The thought felt powerful because he had repeated it so often. Then he continued. "I am willing to see that the fear is in my interpretation, not in the canyon. I do not need to defend myself against a shadow." The cloud moved on. Sunlight poured across the painted bridge and reached deep into the canyon. The rocks glowed amber, the river shone, and hundreds of swallows swept through the open air. Finian watched them circle. Not agents? Still swallows. He removed the sign from the sack and turned it over. On the blank side he painted, "Light welcomed here." Together they ate warm tortillas beneath the bright Mexican sky. The canyon still had shadows. The bridge still crossed a great height. Nothing had been conquered, yet no battle remained. May we sing, rest, and dance our way home together.